Okay, let's get straight to the point. Let's talk about this news story about a woman out of Chicago. And as DJ Khaled always say, another one. Because that's exactly what Shannon Sharpe has. Another lawsuit. And this time it's for $20 million. But also tied into this lawsuit is his co-host on Nightcap, Chad Ochocinco. They both former football players. Shannon Sharpe played for the Ravens and the Broncos. Chad Ochocinco played for the Bengals. So this story right here is going to take a lot of twists and turns like a roller coaster. So I'm going to need y'all to ride with me, put your seatbelt on, and let's go. So this lady right here is from Chicago, Illinois, shot down. Her name is Jimalita Tillman. Now, she went viral when she attended an Usher concert in, I want to say, the UK. And she went viral because of the whole cherry thing. You know, Usher be dropping the cherries down all in the lady's mouth, and you know all this kind of stuff he does at his concerts. And there was a lot of women that he did that to. Almost, it was every night. Now, of course, Jimalita Tillman is now suing Shannon Sharpe. But now you look at this clip right here. She was all intense and everything, all like she was into this almost like she had got pregnant in 9 minutes. She was into this, and there's a lot of videos of Usher doing this with ladies. But this lady video right here went viral. I want to say she said she did over 40 million views. And we're going to get into that. Because like I say, Usher is also, you know, he's an entertainer, so it's his job to entertain. But there was a lot of other women who he did the cherry thing with. Some passed it up, and some just was simple with it. But this lady was super extra with the BE. Now, the whole reason she is suing Shannon Sharpe in his whole production is because Shannon Sharpe and others, not just Shannon Sharpe and Ochocinco, said that this lady was a married man. And that her husband basically broke up with her like a number 2 pencil because of what she did in the video with Usher. Now, of course, Jimalita wasted no time back then when this happened. And she said, I am single. I am not married. I am not British. I do not know this man. Well, you don't know him, but you know that's Usher or whatever. Or she talking about the husband. But anyway, though, a lot of people have mixed reviews about this because people feel like, okay, you suing Shannon Sharpe because you saying it ruined your reputation. You know, he crossed the line. But people feel like, okay, but her actions and some of the things she has done since that video went viral immediately after that kind of say a different story. And we're going to get into that. But let's watch this video. Let's go.
Video that took off on social media. Tillman, a Chicago native, took a business trip to London. That's when she learned Usher was in town. That moment turned into entertainment news all over the world. We sat down with her in April, and she made one thing clear.
I am not married. I am very single, ready to mingle.
In this lawsuit, Tillman says 2 former NFL stars turned podcasters did run with the wrong story.
I think that they should fact check any information that they're claiming about anyone. Just throwing the word allegedly in does not get it done. Do the due diligence.
Tillman's civil suit was originally filed in Cook County Circuit Court on April 24th, just 4 days after another lawsuit was filed against Shannon Sharpe, a case he has since settled. Late last month, the suit that Tillman filed moved to federal court in Chicago, alleging libel and defamation. She says on April 12th, Sharpe and his co-host Chad Ochocinco Johnson recorded an episode of their podcast Nightcap where they falsely claimed she was married and going through a divorce after her viral appearance at an Usher concert, implying that she played a role in the breakup.
I think that there needs to be changes at a federal level that is regulating these streamers, these podcasters, and all of these people that are calling themselves news media outlets that are monetizing false information that most people may not have the courage to stand up for themselves. And I say no more.
This screen grab shows the YouTube episode has since been set to private. Tillman says she tried to contact the podcast host and their company directly to correct the record, but received no acknowledgement or retraction. She says it's impacted her life as the director of the Harold Washington Cultural Center and a homeschool advocate.
In your lawsuit, you are asking them to correct the story, to put the truth out there.
Yes. And they have yet to do that.
So let's get into this. And I'm going to be straight up honest about this. It's not going to be in favor of her or Shannon Sharpe. I'm not picking no sides. I'm just going to tell her how it is straight down the middle. Now, you hear her say that this is ruined, whatever she's got going on, her image or reputation. She wants something to be done on a federal level by content creating and, all this kind of space. But let's be honest. But there's actions that she done after this that kind of say something completely different. But let me say this. She went viral. If she wants something done on a federal level about people making videos and content creators and all this kind of stuff, then the whole reason why you went viral wouldn't even happen. It went viral not because the cherry thing, because Usher did that with a lot of other women. All those situations, they go viral every time he done it. Your situation went viral for the strictly of the fact that it was attached to that people thought that you was married. And Shannon Sharpe and Ochocinco are not the only ones who was running with their story, but it made it look good and it made it go viral because here is Usher, who is also married. So if you want to say they crossed the line, well, you crossed the line because Usher is married and everybody know it. And you up here being a little extra with a married man, but also Usher is married. You doing this with the whole cherry thing being super extra, and people thought that you was married and they thought that your husband broke up with you. So by Shannon Sharpe, other YouTubers, other content creators talking about this story, getting millions and millions of views attached with the story is the reason why it went viral. If that did not happen, you do not go viral and you don't have that moment. But here's the thing about this though. If it messes up your reputation that you have or what you do in business and your image as a professional or whatever, then why run with this to continue egging it on? Why not go away from it? Because on the morning show, Hustle, you was on this episode with them after this happened, basically having fun with one of the co-hosts, with him putting avocados, bananas, strawberries, and everything all in your mouth just like Usher did, and it was all fun and games. But you're still on another network piggy banking and making fun of what you did with Usher. If this messed up your reputation and your image and you don't want this out here, the last thing you need to be doing is continue to go on other networks and also basically egging it on. It don't stop there. She also made a TikTok, Honey Cherry. Exactly the cherry situation with Usher. You're now piggyback off it, the clout that's coming from it, and what you're doing, you're also running with it. Also in the comment section, somebody said something about we need some cherry shirts, and she said coming soon. So you're now trying to sell merch and all this stuff out this whole situation. But in this news clip, you said that something needs to be done about putting out this kind of information and it messes up your reputation. But you are doing all this. Don't stop there. She made a post saying Throwback Thursday to when I was minding my own business and then cherries. I would do it again without question. So this messed up your whole image that you got going on. You want something to be done, but you are happy that it happened. It would do it again. You saying thank you for the love, but let me tell you, composure is key. Look at this is not a sport. Like she's talking like this was a sport and she's a professional cherry eater. Like, let's get out of here with that. I get it, but it wasn't no husband. You wasn't married. But please understand, it only went viral because that was attached to it. Let's keep going. She also made a post where her and one of her friends started this group thing called Spirit of Auntie Cherry Nation, where it's like the year of the yes, where they living out loud and it's rooted in faith, love, and fellowship. So, I mean, what is this? Church or Christian mingle, whatever's going on. But look at what this says at the bottom. Many of you have joined us at Broadway plays, concert, game nights, and more before we created this concept. Now it has a special twist and it's cherry flavored. Once again, she is riding the wave continuously over and over again about the whole cherry situation that went viral with Usher. This does not go viral and you do not have the opportunity to continue to even ride this cherry wave if Shannon Sharpe and others don't talk about the story. Because if you're going to shoot Shannon Sharpe, Nightcap, and Ochocinco, then you need to sue everybody who basically said that you was married and that your husband left you. Because that's what the story was. And that's why it did 40 million views, because they felt like Usher then broke up a happy home. That's it. Now, shout out to WGN9 Chicago News. Here's more reason why people felt like, how you going to sue Shannon Sharpe? How this messed up your reputation? But you was on a news outlet talking about how you appreciate this whole thing happening. Let's check out the video. Let's go.
It was like magnetic, and he smells like vacation. Why did he pick you?
Well, it was
Why not, Larry? Why not?
One of the young ladies was telling him I'm a retired homeschool mom and that this should be her moment, not hers. And the lady was from the UK. And he said, well, come on over here because I just finished homeschooling my daughter who finished all her studies last year.
Oh, yeah, she has a doctorate at 17.
At 17, yes, ma'am. And so he brought me closer and I locked in. I brought out all the Broadway magic that I had, but it was easy. He has a magnetic personality, and I'm really excited about this opportunity because now the Harold Washington is getting a lot of play. People are following things that my daughter is doing, but with that does come some ups and downs.
So did y'all hear what I just heard? She said plain and simple that she is elated about this opportunity. You are excited about having this opportunity to go viral and be on these outlets talking about this situation with Usher based strictly on the fact that you went viral because everybody, including Shannon Sharpe, Nightcap, Ochocinco, talked about this and made videos. But now we have a $20 million lawsuit because defamation, they crossed the line and they're messing up your image. Well, if all three of those things is the case, then why are you happy? Why were you saying you was happy about the opportunity? Clearly you enjoying the spotlight, but you don't get this spotlight if the story wasn't attached to it as if a husband left you. I mean, it's just another relationship breakup. I mean, what would be the big deal about that? If you was in a marriage or whatever and it's over because of this, then it's over. But hey, look here, if she get her money, she get her money. She, it is what it is. All thing I'm saying is, we get to the point where people are just suing people for any and everything. It's almost like you can't do nothing. Comedians can't tell jokes and all this kind of stuff. People can't say this. It's just, and I get it. Some people go overboard. I'm not saying it's okay for people to just, defame somebody's character. I'm not saying that. But are we really saying that Shannon Sharpe Ochocinco defamed this lady's character by thinking that she was married? Not a story that they put out, something that was all over social media. But she is also happy that it happened because all the opportunities been on this. Then she going around here merch and this. She playing a whole thing with this whole Cherry incident because it's bringing attention. Well, if it's bringing attention, why do you want $20 million from Shannon Sharpe? If it's bringing that type of attention, how are you, feel like your character is messed up, but you ride with it? If you feel like that, anybody that's trying to make jokes like the people who had you on the Morning Hustle show, well, why entertain that if you don't really want to be associated with it? Your image and everything, is important, right? So that means anything that you do, you want to make sure you detach yourself away from this whole Cherry incident. Not go make TikToks with Cherry logos on it with your name, Auntie Cherry. Not sit up here and go entertain other networks on their platform doing the whole little playback of it, reiterated. Like, don't do that. But like I said, she get her money, she get her money. I'm not saying I'm in favor of Shannon or her. All thing I'm saying is this whole thing is just crazy. At the end of the day, like everybody just suing for any and everything. But this also got so out of hand that gospel singer Erica Campbell from Mary, she got criticized because she had posted a video back then with the lady Miss Tillman about this whole thing, and people, the gospel community felt like, what are you doing, Erica Campbell? Y'all check out this video. Let's go.
Listen, I know y'all seen the Usher video with the cherries. Y'all look who I'm at. Get that video. Listen, he sent you to the moon, didn't he? Just with
Yes, he did.
You was ready.
Stardust. It was a twinkle of a star.
And you didn't know you was going viral.
I had no idea I was going viral until I came through customs. When I came back, I was in London for 24 hours, and now it's 40 million. And shout out to all the people that made today happen. Shout out to everybody in Atlanta, Georgia, who's been in the comments kicking people's butt about me, loving on my melanin, loving on my teeth, and show them I am not like 6 feet tall. I am literally come on. They had me in there like
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
So someone posted this, but they was kind of more like in favor, like, what's the big deal? They said some of these comments are ridiculous and questioning people because they put up a video. This is her page. This video does not take away her love for God. Who are you to judge? Then someone else came back, not in favor, said, why would a so-called woman of God post something like this? What's wrong with y'all? Y'all want to be sorely so bad, it's ridiculous. I'm guessing you were fantasizing and wishing you were in her place that night, shaking my head. And then y'all wonder why people take Christianity as a joke. And then some people said, is this real? Christians, be careful. Keep your eyes on Jesus. Amen. I don't understand this video. Why, Erica? And then somebody said, what's funny, child of God? So people kind of feel like, why is a woman of Christ? Why is a woman of the Lord posting a video with a woman who's around here, eating cherries out of Usher's hand. The church or the doors are open. So, but this whole thing is crazy. And like I say, if the woman gets her money, if she wins the lawsuit, then she wins the lawsuit. It is what it is. I'm not saying she wrong. I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe wrong. Nobody's wrong. It just is what. Look at this whole situation is crazy. At the end of the day, the woman gets her $20 million. She gets her $20 million. You know, it's their. Look at this whole situation is crazy. At the end of the day, if that woman gets her $20 million, then hey, much power to her. She wins, she wins. When you file a lawsuit, it's not about who right or wrong. It's about if the lawyers can prove the case, and if they can get a settlement, then they can get a settlement. Because some people feel like the woman from the other Shannon Sharpe lawsuit, they feel like she shouldn't have won. And they feel like Shannon Sharpe shouldn't have settled. And if he didn't, you know, he probably could have beat that. But he settled. So these lawsuits don't come down to right or wrong. Just come down to what can be proven and how they handle that behind closed doors. And I did see a report where she said that it seems like they may settle. Who knows? But this whole thing is crazy. But y'all get in the comments, tell what y'all think about this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share my video. I'm Gertie Mac. Holla.